Hello, I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. Good job, good job. And today we're going to talk about how to gain the trust of a timid rabbit. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. And don't forget to check out my merch shop where I have a lot of super cute and funny bunny designs. I have t-shirts, sweatshirts, tanks, mugs, bags, bunch of stuff you can check out, bunch of different designs. So check it out if you like bunny stuff. So your rabbit is afraid of you. Believe it or not, this is actually quite common with pet rabbits, and a lot of that just has to do with people don't really know before they get a rabbit how you're supposed to interact with them. Because rabbits are fairly timid pets, especially compared to cats and dogs that people might be more used to. So you really have to learn how to interact with them and learn how to gain their trust before you're going to have a very close relationship with a pet rabbit. So the first mistake that most people make is that they get a pet rabbit and then of course they want to hold their rabbit all the time, to hold them and cuddle with them. Now unfortunately this is probably the number one thing that you are doing that is scaring your rabbit and making them run away from you every time you come near. Most rabbits absolutely hate being held. Rabbits like when they have all 4 feet on the ground because they can easily run away if they feel that there's a danger. Because in the wild, that would have been a real rabbit's number one defense, being able to run away from danger. They're known for being fast and evasive, and so when they no longer have control of their 4 feet, when they're in your arms, they feel trapped. They feel like if something were to happen, they would not be able to get away. So they get very, very scared. So because you're the one, every time you go to interact with them, you pick them up and you hold them, that means that they become scared of you. So the first step, and I know this might be very difficult, you have a pet rabbit, you want to pick them up, but the first step is to stop holding your rabbit, at least unless you have to. Like if you have to put them in a carrier to bring them to the vet, if you have to clip their nails, but avoid holding your rabbit if you don't have to. Now that we stop actively scaring a rabbit, we actually want to start to gain their trust. So what you're going to want to do is leave treats for your rabbit. At the shelter where I volunteer, we call this classical conditioning. So basically, you leave a treat for your rabbit. You don't expect anything from them. You just want them to see you leave a treat and go away. This teaches them that basically you're the bringer of treats. When you come, they get a reward. This teaches them to associate you with that reward. So you're not going to try to pet them. You're definitely not going to try to pick them up. You don't even require them to do anything. You're just going to go, leave a treat kind of nearby where they are, maybe at the entrance of their enclosure, and then you're going to go away. You just have to make sure that your rabbit sees you leaving the treat so that they know you brought it and it didn't just magically appear. And you're going to continue doing this for at least a few days, a number of times a day. So maybe three to 5 times a day for 3 to 5 days. Your rabbit should feel more comfortable coming out of hiding or maybe even coming up to you because they are starting to associate you with the treat. They'll start to recognize that when you come, you give them a treat and nothing scary happens. So that is going to be the next step. After 3 to 5 days, your rabbit is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with you. Now it's time to start just sitting with your rabbit. Again, you're not going to force your rabbit to do anything. It only works to gain your rabbit's trust if they have a choice in all of this. If you force anything on them, then they'll get scared and run away. So you want to encourage them to be brave and come up to you of their own free will. So what you're going to do is just sit quietly, like doing a quiet activity in their vicinity, and wait for them to come to you. So what you can do to encourage them to come to you is have treats. Of course, we bribe them. So start by leaving a treat kind of in between you and the rabbit. Put it maybe a foot away from you, not right up next to you, and seeing if your rabbit will come to get it. It can help to sit with your back to your rabbit so that your rabbit will think that you're not watching, even though you're still kind of watching out of the corner of your eye or you're listening for them. So that's how you'll start. So sit quietly, leave a treat maybe a foot away from you, wait for your rabbit to come get it. Once your rabbit goes and gets that, then put one maybe a little bit closer to you. And then keep testing your rabbit's bravery, see how close they're willing to come to you to get the treat until they're actually willing to eat the treat out of your hand. Now this step can either take a number of days or it can take a number of weeks. It probably won't take a number of months, but it can also. You just want to make sure that you always give your rabbit the choice. Never go chasing after them. If they leave, that is okay. They're allowed to leave. But you want to encourage them to come up to you and to recognize that coming up to you is a reward. It's not something scary. We want them to associate you with the reward. Over time, your rabbit will start to come up to you more readily. They'll know when they come up to you, they can get a little piece of treat, and they won't be quite as afraid of you. So once they are not so hesitant about coming up to you, then it's time to start petting them and reaching towards them, because sometimes the act of reaching towards a rabbit is what scares them. So we want to teach them that this also is a good thing and this also is a reward. So we want to start very slowly. Just reach towards them while you give them a treat in one hand and then reach towards them with the other hand. This way they can start to recognize that that's something you do. They're being rewarded at the same time. At first, just give them a little pat on the head, maybe a little bit of a squitch on their forehead, and then remove your hand and let them continue eating their treat. Then maybe the next time they come up, you give them a treat and you give them 2 scritches on their forehead. And over time, as you increase the amount that you pet them, try giving those scritches on their forehead, behind their ears, and then eventually strokes down their back. Over time, they'll learn to trust you more, and they'll learn that when your hand approaches them, you'll be petting them, not trying to pick them up. This step can end up taking quite a while sometimes. Expect it to take at least a week or 2 before your rabbit really starts to trust you. Some rabbits will take a lot more time. Some rabbits will be able to get it like that and they'll start trusting you very quickly. It really just depends on your rabbit's personality and the level of afraid they were to begin with. Now when petting your rabbit, you do want to make sure you pet them in the way that they actually like. So rabbits don't like being pet on the chin. I know a lot of animals like this, but for rabbits, that's an area you want to stay away from. You stay away from their chin, and a lot of times they don't like it when you try to pet like their belly or their butt. So stick to the forehead and behind the ears are great places to start, and then strokes down their back after that. Eventually you can try petting their cheeks too. A lot of rabbits really do enjoy that, but it can be kind of startling at first for them. So then, since rabbits like to be pet, that becomes another reward for them for coming up to you. And over time, they start to trust you more, and the two of you will be able to bond and become close friends. If you want more information about rabbit care, all the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years of living with rabbits and volunteering with rabbits, then you can check out my mailing list. I will give you a free PDF with all of the basics that you need to know, from their diet to how much space they need, how to rabbit proof so that your rabbit won't destroy your house, everything along those lines. And then you'll also get my bi-monthly newsletter where you'll get all of the tips and tricks that I've learned through the years. So thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that I will see you next time.